Hi, everybody. We're continuing our sessions on evolutionary medicine, which is one of the hottest topics in medicine today. And for those of you who have not seen our many podcasts, the core is so simple that there's a big mismatch the way we were designed and the way we live our lifestyle. And that gap results in mismatched diseases. So Alexia and I have many podcasts to show you how to narrow that gap so you have a perfect residence the way we were designed and our modern lifestyle. And today's topic is a big one, okay, on sleep. And is 54 years ago, I took a 12 credit course in medical physiology, okay, and only 1 hour was devoted to sleep, okay. Today, sleep is one of the hottest topics in medicine, big time. And it's a giant topic, just like the microbiome, which we discussed many times, hot topics in medicine for obvious reasons. Okay. And is we were designed to sleep about 8, 9 hours a night. Many Americans do not get 7 hours sleep. And this results in two giant mismatched diseases. Number one, obesity, and number two, sarcopenia. So what? Okay, how is that related to lack of sleep? Okay, first one's easy. Obesity is when we don't get a full night's sleep, guess what? Our old friend, the stress hormone cortisol, is raised like crazy. And one of the effects of cortisol, okay, the stress hormone, is it gives us a tremendous desire to have sugar and sweets. And over time, this results in obesity. And remember, obesity is one of the big five of the metabolic syndrome, okay, which includes diabetes. So that's a pretty straightforward mechanism how lack of sleep results in obesity, okay. The other one is really fascinating, sarcopenia. We spoke of sarcopenia, fancy word, just like osteo means bones, hemato means blood, hepato means liver, sarco means muscle. Okay, so sarcopenia is just a fancy word for the lack, the degeneration of muscle as we get older. And what we said in a previous podcast is that, especially for seniors, is that if you exercise, especially the anaerobic, the strength training, the resistance training, you could really stem the tide of the sarcopenia, the muscle loss. So we're familiar with sarcopenia from our podcast on exercise. How does it relate to sleep? Well, let's just say for seniors who are working out, doing resistance training, the anaerobic, okay, the strength training, then they go to sleep. And if they don't sleep enough, then they're not producing enough growth hormone. That's the key. GH, growth hormone, also known as HGH, human growth hormone. And the key there is this, is that Mother Nature, the way she designed it in all her infinite wisdom, is that during a good night's sleep, there's 4 pulses of growth hormone for repair and recovery. And the biggest pulse, the lion's share, is right before we wake up. And for the average person, that's about 7 hours. Okay. So if you're doing 6.5 hours and you did weight training, you are selling yourself short on not getting enough growth hormone to repair the muscles that have been stimulated from your strength training. So make sure you get at least 7 hours sleep to get the maximum amount of growth hormone. And don't forget, see, growth hormone in kids is for growth, especially the long bones like the femur. But in adults, even though we're not growing, we need that repair mechanism from everyday wear and tear. And that is growth hormone. And now is what we always do. It's become a tradition. We always check in with Alexia for practical pointers. Because as you see, I tend to get sometimes a little too theoretical and carried away on the academics of it because it's so incredibly fascinating the way Mother Nature designed it. So let's ask Alexia for practical pointers regarding sleep. And is Alexia suggests a multi-approach. It's not like one size fits everybody. For some people, Alexia suggests blocking out the light and noise, okay? Eye shades, earplugs. That actually could help out quite a bit. Number two, Alexia suggests the melatonin, which is the sleep hormone. It's non-prescription, and always start out with the lowest dose, possible, and then work your way up to the appropriate dose. Okay. And then guess what? Is remember yesterday's podcast, okay, is that regarding the microbiome and the soluble fiber, which is food for the microbiome. Well, Alexia says that when you do that, when you feed your microbiome, okay, it will crank out two great world-class neurotransmitters for sleep. Number one, serotonin, and number two, GABA. Those are excellent, excellent neurotransmitters to help you sleep. And guess where they come from? The newly discovered organ in medicine, the microbiome. And as Alexia says, the soluble fiber is the food for the microbiome. Your soft vegetables, especially your dark greens, and all fruits, which is called pectin. So thank you so much for having us. And Alexia and I wish you a beautiful day, and we will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.